It's 3 a.m. I'm in my bed, alone. The phone rings. I shake off the sleep and answer. A man's voice, violent and determined. We know where you are. You need to back off the lines. We will get you. My voice catches in my throat. I can't breathe. I say nothing. Are you hearing me? We will get you. Then silence. Just me, on my own, and the darkness. Safety robbed, security violated. Should I wake my children? Are we safe? Will the guards take a phone call seriously? Not all men, but all women will identify with the feelings that come from following these encounters. Not all men, but all women will know them well because they are not rare. Not all men, but all women grow up knowing we are not safe. Not all men, but all women will learn to text your friends when we arrive home safely, because for us, it is not a giving that we will. Not all men, but all women know the feeling that creeps up your back when you hear steps behind you and you have to check. Not all men, but all women stay away from the darkness between streetlights, sprinting from one bright spot to the next, hoping to be okay. Not all men, but all women look for the parking space with CCTV cameras facing them, knowing that unlocking and locking and getting into their cars is one of the most vulnerable actions. Not all men, but all women take the long way back, no shortcuts or alleyways. And not all men, but all women know to keep their keys between their fingers, ready to defend ourselves. This is the fight of our lives, and it's exhausting. Not all men, but all women watched Ashley Murphy's story play out and felt there is no reason that one day it might not be me on the news. We need men to help us through this pandemic of violence against women and girls. Now is not the time for cynicism or hopelessness. There is a political possibility here, and we can move forward in a way that makes us a global leader. Let's look at how we try rape and sexual assaults in this country. Let's look at the hoops women have to jump through to get justice for assault. Let's look at creating a clear message to all men that protecting women will be celebrated and violence against them will not be tolerated at any cost. While my colleagues work to bring forth legislation that will severely penalise abusive and threatening behaviour, we cannot do nothing. This is the fight of our lives. Programmes like Shasuas in UIG Galway can make a real difference if funded at third level. At its core, it is an empathy, bystander, intervention and wellbeing training programme. Students have already said that they have used the skills developed in the programme to effectively intervene in crisis situations. Can we get rid of the shadows that support male violence by literally increasing visibility with LED lights? I know I would feel safer. Could the Department of Sport introduce a condition on funding allocated to sports clubs where they must work to increase the awareness and protection of women in the clubs and communities? We need to tackle the abusive culture online that has developed. It can't be just seen as part of the modern political life. I need to wind back the clock to last week. I was on The Tonight Show speaking about Ashley Murphy, and I was told on Twitter that I need to shut up while another tweet said they wanted to punch me, although Ceann Comhairle, they use far more abusive language. Only yesterday, after speaking on Radio 1 about being threatened by a man in my office, I was told I love an old yarden, that I make up stories and that I'm a rat. What makes matters worse is that for some women, they fear that if they're seen to be weak or whinging if they speak up, so we say nothing, and the abuse continues. The simple fact is that changing a toxic culture is not easy. Can I ask everyone here just to look into their own lives, their own sphere? Are you contributing to or condoning an anti-female sentiment? And if the answer is yes, are you willing to change? Have you seen tweets about your female colleagues? Have you intervened? Have you seen distasteful jokes on WhatsApp groups and said nothing? We need you to say something. Whenever you see it, call it out. Whenever you see it, call it out. There is an opportunity in every moment. Please help us. Because it is not all men, but it is all women. It will require great humility, courage and strategy, but I believe the change is possible.